Alright, what's going on, boys? Today I have another tutorial for you guys. Basically, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get better movement or better mechanics on controller. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys just drop a like on the video real quick for me. I'm not going anywhere, just go ahead and drop a like for me real quick. And if you're not subbed and this video helps out at all, make sure you hit the sub button and turn on notifications so you know when I go live or upload another video. But when the road to 100,000, so if you could just help me out, I'll appreciate it a lot. Also, use my code in the item shop. It's on the screen right now. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so first off, I have a bunch of things that I learned about controller after I switched to claw. But also, that's my first tip: is if you play on controller, please, if this is how you play, just normal, standard, no paddles, no nothing, like nothing on the back of your controller, just regular, just like this. Get off of it, bro, please. Okay, if you play like this, let me show you why your movement isn't good. Okay, so when you're building, right? Like you're building, right? But everything you have to do, say if you jump with X, right? But I jump with R3. If you crouch with X, you have to take your finger off the joystick and just to click a button. And when your player loses momentum and you just stop, it looks choppy. So let's say if you're jumping, right? You literally have to, like, okay, let me put it like this. When you side jump, right? Let's say if you want to side jump. Let's say if I want to side jump, I have to take my thumb off of the joystick just to jump. So in my case, just pretend I'm jumping with this button. I have to just jump, and it's gonna look extremely choppy. Also, when you jump, like say if you go for like a side jump shot, when you jump, you're not gonna be able to put your thumb on the joystick right away to look for where your guy is to shoot him after you jump and get that side jump shot. It's gonna be extremely choppy, and that's one reason. It's like taking your hand off the mouse to click a button on the keyboard. It's just not worth it. So what you want to do, my first tip for you is to switch to claw. Okay, I switched to double claw recently. Like I'll say I've been on it for like a month now, almost a month. But yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm getting kind of used to it. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys check my new videos, I'm actually getting better on it, and I can only improve on it. So it's really like, it's crazy how I never thought I would be on claw, but here I am. But yeah, I'm gonna be pretty good on it soon. But you know, I just switched, so give me some time. But this is definitely gonna help your movement. So what it does is, you see how my fingers are shaped into a claw position. You guys probably know what claw is, but I'm just gonna explain it for the people who don't know. It's basically having a finger on all the faces of the buttons. So these on the left and these on the right, these are called face buttons. So your fingers are here, so you don't have to take your thumb off the joystick to press these buttons. You can just press them from the side. Now obviously it's going to be very uncomfortable at first, but you guys should definitely switch. If you play Fortnite all the time and you are very serious about getting better, you should definitely switch to claw. I did, just to improve and just to try new things out, and it's honestly worth it in my opinion. But try it. If you don't, you don't have to, but that's just a suggestion. Second tip, these guys right here, these right here are called control freaks. No, I'm not using them right now. I want to get the good feel of claw before I even think about using control freaks. But if you're on claw, you don't really have to use control freaks. These are for people who are non-claw. Majority of the time, non-claw players play with control freaks. But what control freaks do, they're like maybe $12, very affordable. But you guys should definitely get these. It basically fixes your movement, and it makes everything smoother in your movement and your aim. Oh my god, your aim is going to be amazing. Your aim is honestly going to be very good, bro. I promise you. I used to use control freaks, and I promise you they are like the best thing you can do for cheap, besides like buying like a really expensive controller. If you guys are thinking about buying an expensive controller, just try control freaks. Try claw and control freaks first. Or you can use a strike pack or like paddles on the back of your controller, which are very affordable. Strike pack is like $30. You guys should use that. It's basically buttons on the bottom, buttons on the back of your controller, so you don't have to have some weird bind for you to use. It's basically, if you don't want to play claw, you could just have, like, let's say your jump button on the paddle, your edit, your switch mode, so you don't have to take your thumb off just to press some random button. You can just have back buttons. But yeah, that will also fix your movement, and you'll feel more fluent. The more buttons you have, is the more harder it's going to be for you to, like, like move fluently. So if you have a bunch of buttons that you can't reach all the time, you're gonna have to have extra buttons, or just play close so you don't have to take your thumb off the joystick. You want to be very fluent because you can click all your buttons at once. Like, you can click all your buttons whenever you want. It's just gonna be better for your gameplay, and you guys should really consider it. But on to the next tip. Jumping. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, so if you play claw, you usually jump with X, no problem. But me, when I was on non-claw, I had to like I said, I had to take my thumb off the joystick just to press my jump button, and I didn't want to do that. So what I did was I jumped with R3, I think it is R3, the right analog stick. So every time I press it, I jump, and I change my crouch to X. But I'm on claw now, so it's really, I might switch back to jumps because I really don't have to have this as my my jump, but it's comfortable. It's really good, and it's also very good for side jump shots. Like when you side jump, you already have your thumb on this stick, so you can jump and just look and shoot. Like, I can't explain it. It's like, it's OP as hell, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's very OP. Yeah. But yeah, just try jumping with R3. Is really gonna help you out. It's gonna make, I don't know, it's something about your movement is gonna be so much better. Just jumping with R3, and when you jump, you can also look at the same time. You jump and look at the same time. It's like, it's perfect. You don't have to do anything. But yeah, that's definitely one thing you should try out if you're considering changing your binds or changing the way you play or your play style in general. But yeah, that would definitely be a good investment of your time, just learning those binds. But yeah, one more thing that I could try to help you guys out before we get to like any edit courses or maps is, when I first switched to claw, I recently tried an Xbox controller. But the only reason I'm not playing on an Xbox controller now is only because this controller that I have, the bumpers are all messed up. So I'm probably going to try like a regular Xbox controller instead of like this fancy one. It comes with paddles on the back, but I took them off. It comes with paddles, so it's like fancy. It's kind of like the Xbox Series X controller, but you don't really need all that. You just need a regular controller if you're on claw. But yeah, the controller's wider, so it's not plugged in, so nothing's happening right now, so don't freak out if you don't see me moving. But yeah, it's better to play right hand claw because, you know, claw on the Xbox controller is like kind of weird. Like, you know, the analog sticks aren't right next to each other as it should be, but it's like one is more up than the other one, so it's kind of weird. But you should play right hand claw on this, and it has no delay. It's already on Xbox, as you know. Microsoft, Windows are kind of like the same, so it's like barely any delay on the Xbox controller as it would be for a PlayStation controller. And it's wider. Your aim also gets better, and the movement in general is just way better on the Xbox controller, what I experienced. But the only reason I'm not on it is because the bumpers don't work. So when I try to reset, it's really delayed and doesn't work as fluently as I wanted to. So I'm just taking a break from it until I get a regular Xbox controller. But PlayStation controller is also good, but just try out an Xbox controller. Is very, very good. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that will also help out your movement. But those are the few tips I have for you guys. But I'm gonna give you guys like a couple maps that I can help you guys out with. But other than that, that's really it. So let's go to my maps real quick. And if you're one of those people who are scared of edit courses and feel like it's not good, trust me, edit courses help you out a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. I was one of those people who really didn't like editing courses because I don't know, it was weird, but I don't know. So we have a piece control map and I have a edit course, and the edit course is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm gonna just go on it anyway. Know what your crosshair is? It's this little dot with the parentheses around them. You focus on this all the time. If you want to have good edits, you need good crosshair placement, and the best way to practice your crosshair placement is in these practice maps. That's what they're meant for. So you want to practice editing. You don't want to go overboard. You don't want to like drag it with the edits. You want to have the slightest movements. And I still need to work on my crosshair placement because it's not perfect. Trust me, it's far from perfect. But once I get it down packed, it's gonna be raps. just need to practice having the slightest movement, and that's what control freaks would help you out with, like slowing down your movements and having it more smooth and fast and flicky. So definitely try out control freaks. Just editing, practicing your crosshair placement, and it's not only wall edits, it's a bunch of stuff with stairs. It's literally a whole dictionary of things you can do. So just practice this. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Take time out of your day to just practice, and I promise you, you'll be way better. Like, the things that you couldn't do, you're going to be able to do after you start doing these edit courses. So just give it time, man. That's all I'm saying. Give it time. This map is basically practicing your piece control, but also your movement at the same time. So it's practicing your crosshair placement while trying to move in a certain like position. I think I'm supposed to have a gun. So it pushes you into uncomfortable situations, so you're all the way at the wall, so the only thing you can do is edit. So you just practice, like, you know, getting that movement down. And like, there's a guy right here, you want to obviously cone him, the walls. It practices your aim, crosshair placement, and everything else. You can't actually die, but the shots do make you a little nervous, so that's actually good. So you just want to practice your crosshair placement and everything. Try not to mess up. I know you're most likely going to mess up, because I still mess up, but yeah, this will get you right with your movement. Like, you know how, like, you just, you know, the way you move, like, and definitely in a real game, it's going to help you out with like real people. So this is going to be built into your muscle memory, so you have no choice but to be doing this, because this is what you practice, and whatever you practice is whatever you're going to do in a real game, because you're used to doing it. So this is definitely worth it. Yeah, if this video helped out at all and you learned something you didn't know before, just please make sure you hit the sub button and like up the video if you haven't already. We're on a road to 100,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, just help me out. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed.